Eclipse Brewing. Today what I'm going to be doing is checking and calibrating a pH meter. I recently did a sour and there's a 1 unit that you really need if you want to get an accurate sour pH reading. This is a pretty cheap Milwaukee one. I think it cost me $30 a long time ago, and I've had it for a while and it still works really well. So the first thing you want to notice is if you take the bottom off, all the delicate instruments are in under the end there, and that's the pH sensor there, and it's also got an on-off switch. So what you want to do first is turn it on and check to see if it works. After that, so we've got some buffering solution, it's called, and a storing solution. So the first buffering solution is a pH of 4, and this is how you test the accuracy of the unit. So what you want to do is get some buffering solution, and I'll start off with a 4 and then put it in a small container, just like one of these containers here. This is what I use. You don't use much. Put a little bit in the bottom, and then just put it in the unit, and then just see where it's at, and it will tell you pretty quickly. This is a really reliably quick one as well. And then just have a look at the front and see where it's at. So this one's reading 4.5. It should be 4. So on the back, see a little hole there? That's where you put a little flat screwdriver in, and that's how you calibrate it. So you would just turn the screw at the back until the unit reads 4. If you go one way, it goes up, and if you turn it the right way, it goes down. Okay, so now it reads 4. So calibrated correctly to 4 with the 4 pH buffer solution. One thing I like to do with these, I used to race hydroplane engines, and we'd always have 2 GPSs in the boat, because a lot of the time you find one GPS doesn't give you the right speed, and you think you're doing a lot faster or a lot slower than you actually are. Just put the pH solution back into the container. So what I do is I keep a separate pH buffering solution, number 7, and then I check number 7. It's like a double test. So just put the 7 solution in there, get your pH meter again, and put it in the number 7. And so that buffering solution should read number 7 pH on your pH unit. And then you get a double accuracy test, and that says 7.1. So very close. Very close. So that's pretty accurate. Okay, when you finish with these solutions, just put them back in the bottles, because they're not that expensive, but if you ever need it, if you just toss it away every time you do a test, you're going to go through it, and you don't need to. It's good again. When you store the unit's bottom probe that measures the pH has to be wet all the time. If it dries out, it goes all crusty and salty. So there's storage solution. So all I do is get a storage solution, and I get a tiny little container like this. So you don't use very much storage solution, and you just put about 1/4 of an inch in the bottom, and that's all you need. It just has to rest on the probe, and then store with the probe in the water. A lot of people I know actually put the water in the bottom cap and then put it on, but the problem I think with that is if the solution dries out, you can't tell. At least this way you can tell if the solution's getting low, and it doesn't really evaporate that much if you keep it in a cool, dry place. So sours are a great thing to use the pH on, and this is a sour I've got souring at the moment. This is just a test I've run off it. It's been in there for a day or so, and so what we'll do is this is just the wort that's souring. I've got lactobacillus in here. Let's just check it to see where it is. So all you would do is turn it on after you've calibrated it and leave it in the wort for a little while to see where it's at. So at the moment, it's actually pretty close. So this is one 3.4 to 3.5. This at the moment it's 3.7. So it should be pretty close to being ready very, very soon. And I'm going to test it to see if it's better. Yeah, it's souring off well. It's like a zingy sour. It's not sour. I'd let it go a little bit more. So yeah, we'll bring that one down to 3.5. And again, just store it in the solution. There's also pH strips that you can use. You know, everyone knows they're not accurate, but if you're in a pinch, use something, use a strip as well. Hope you've enjoyed. If you like it, like, subscribe, and keep on brewing.